Wore strappy sandals, high-heeled, but not to the point that would cause problems of balance, and some costume jewellery. Her hands were folded on her lap, a charm bracelet on her right wrist, and a watch on the other. The seat belt wasn't fastened, and there was no handbag or coat anywhere to be seen inside the car. Her skin was pale and smooth. As far as Banks could tell, there was no physical evidence of any mistreatment of the body. No bruises, cuts, or traces of blood. Also nothing to offer any clues as to her identity. He checked the glove compartment and found some petrol receipts, nicotine gum, and a screwdriver. Banks turned back to the constable. "Any idea of the circumstances of the accident, PC?" "No, sir. Barry Knowles." "Well, Barry, what can you tell us?" Knowles gestured to his partner. "What do you want to know? Ted and me were at the original scene." "You'd better start at the beginning. All I know so far is that this Focus was involved in an accident here last weekend." "That's right." Knowles checked his notes. "Friday night it was. Incident called in from Trevor Vernon's mobile at 10:37 p.m. That's the owner, sir. There was a bit of patchy fog and Mr. Vernon ran into a white van on a tight bend. They were lucky to get away with only cuts and bruises. If one of them had gone over the edge, well..." He gestured down at the valley bottom and swallowed. Banks remembered arriving at a scene not far from here by helicopter when a van full of dead farm animals had gone over the side. Being close to the spot again brought back the horrific images of that day, not least of which was the sight of an improbable combination of man, steering wheel and engine block that more resembled a horror film scene imagined by H.R. Geiger than it did a human being. "Go on," he said. "It was all above board," PC Knowles went on. "Neither of the drivers had been drinking. The bloke in the van, John Kelly, was a builder going home late from a job. He admitted he was in a bit of a hurry but denied exceeding the speed limit. The other two, Mr. and Mrs. Vernon, were on their way back from a play at the Georgian Theatre in Richmond. Mr. Vernon said they had each consumed a glass of wine during the interval, and our tests showed the driver was not over the legal limit. A builder, working until after 10:30 on a Friday night? I suppose miracles might happen, but PC Knowles shrugged. "It's what he told us, sir. He gave us the address of the property he was working on, too." "OK," said Banks. "What happened to them all?" "Eastvale General, just cuts and bruises. Shock, of course. Treated and released. Kelly's van was still roadworthy, so he drove himself home afterwards. But the Focus, well, you can see for yourself. It can take a few days to make the arrangements with the garage. Vernon made a bit of a fuss, going on about it being Kelly's fault and all for driving too fast, but we put it down to shock." "How long were you here?" "It was after 12 when we put the sign in the window of the Focus and left," said Knowles. He checked his notebook again. "At 12:09 a.m. "And what about the girl?" PC Knowles paled. "Don't know, sir. Our dispatcher got a call this morning. The lady here, Mrs. Brodie, she talked about an abandoned car, and Sergeant Harris was just about to tell her that we already knew about it. That's why we had the police aware sign in the window. But she said there was a dead girl in the car. There was certainly no girl here when we attended the scene of the accident on Friday night, dead or alive." Banks smiled. "I should imagine not, PC Knowles, or you would have made a note of it, I'm sure." Knowles reddened and shuffled his feet. "Yes, sir." "Did you examine the boot?" "No, sir. I mean, it's all right." "Was the car left unlocked?" "Yes, sir. I tried to lock it, but the key wouldn't work. Too much damage to the doors." "Do either of you recognize the girl?" "No," said PC Knowles. "Never seen her before." Banks turned to Mrs. Brodie, who was as tall as Winsome and just as statuesque, with short curly brown hair. Handsome rather than beautiful, Banks thought, in her early 40s, casually dressed in black slacks, button blouse and a padded zip-up jacket, wedding band on the third finger of her left hand. "Mrs. Brodie?" "Kirsten, please." She leaned forward and stretched out her hand.